What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Japanese investing, and be careful with it. First off, I want to say this is not a video that I'm trying to say do not invest in Japanese at all. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying you got to be careful with it, because it seems like Japanese kind of side of Pokemon takes Pokemon a whole different way than the English side. Japanese does not care about prices at all. I can tell you that right now. They do not. They're going to get every single dollar they can out of these products. As we can see from Japanese 151, they already had one massive reprint, and now they're going to have another one. I don't know how big it is. Some people say it's going to be small. Some people say it's going to be big. We'll see what happens. I don't really know. We'll see what happens whenever that comes. But the thing is, they're having a reprint. So Japanese does not care. They are going to keep printing and printing and printing stuff. But like I said, I'm not telling you not to invest in Japanese. I already have some. Like, I have three cases of Japanese 151 plus like 19 loose boxes. So I have a good amount of Japanese 151. And if you are going to invest into a set, I feel like Japanese 151 is the number one set to invest into. You know what I mean? Because Japanese 151 is just going to, all across the board, is an amazing set. The main thing that I want to get across in this video is to kind of be aware, to let you know, kind of be aware what you are getting yourself into when you get into the Japanese market. Like I said, Japanese side of Pokemon does not care about prices at all. Pokemon was at Japanese 151. It kind of did need a reprint because it was at a massive price, but they dropped it all the way down to $50, $55, $40, around that area. And that it went up to, I think it's at like $100 right now. Now they're gonna do another reprint, so the price is probably gonna go down again. When these reprints happen, there's three types of people. One person is excited about the reprints; they are ready to stock up as much as you can. Two, they're scared of the reprints and they sell out of most of their product. They barely have any left because they think it's gonna crash. And three, they kind of do a kind of split thing. Some people, they sell a little bit of it and they keep some of it. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of, me personally, I'm keeping everything. I'm just holding everything, and I'm going to buy more if I see a decent opportunity around. If I see cases going for around $6 to $6.50 again, how they were, I'm going to be buying more. I can tell you that right now. I already have 3 cases. I would like to get 5 or 6, double up my position. We'll see what happens, see how big the reprint, see how it does. But what you should be doing, honestly, is it really depends where your scenario is at. This could be another buying opportunity. I know people before were like, oh no, I'm not going to buy it. It's going to go even farther down, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. If you didn't pick it up before, that was kind of your mistake. I mean, maybe this time there will be a chance to pick up a lot of it that you can at a good price. Like I said, last time it was a screaming buy. This time, we'll see how it goes. But the one thing that you have to be very, very careful with is in the Japanese market is because, like I said, they don't care about prices. They can keep reprinting the set for a long time. Like I said, whenever they started doing the last reprint of 151, it was such a big thing that people didn't really see the Lost Abyss, which is the Lost Origin side of it, and that's like Sword and Shield. They reprinted a small reprint of that. It wasn't like a massive reprint like 151. They did like a smaller reprint, so that got bought up fast and everything like that. And I think the prices are back to where it's at now. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I know they did have a small reprint. I picked up like a box or two. I think I have 1 box over here, but yeah. So just be careful with that. Whenever you're investing in the Japanese, they do not care about prices. They will get as much money as they can out of this product, because it's just, especially for a set like 151. 151 is just one of those sets where it's going to hold a certain amount of value regardless of how much you print. People love 151. So 151 is always going to hold that set. Me personally, I would not invest into any other Japanese product. I wouldn't at all. Maybe I'm thinking about the Celestial Festival. I really am. That one I feel like would really do good, like the Eevee set. It kind of feels like another Eevee Heroes, but I don't really know. I might get a case of that just to hold it and see what happens. Like I said, I wouldn't go massively into the Japanese side of it. I would go more heavily into the English side of it, like I do now. I did go a little bit into the Japanese 151, but the 151 was just a screaming buy to me, and that made sense to me, so I went in. And I doubled most of my money with it. Well, kind of like, I think like 40%. And that's before the reprint. That's right now at the current prices right now. How the reprint affects these prices, we'll see what happens. They might drop down to 70. I don't know. But eventually, over time, the market is going to eat all that product up. I want to say now, if you are wanting to get in the 151, this is probably going to be one of your last chances. I don't know if Japanese will print it again. I hope they don't print it again, just because of its uncertainty. But like I said, Japanese does not care about prices at all. But it's just that uncertainty that people are like, oh, they might print it again, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to hold that price where it's not going to go up. It's going to hit a ceiling because they're like, oh, it's going to probably maybe eventually reprint again, and again. You see what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to hold. I was planning on holding this set, honestly, the Japanese 151, for at least 3 years or a couple years. You see what I'm saying? And a couple months, they shot right back up. I was not expecting it at all. I was more had the long-term mindset of, hey, I'm going to hold this for a long time. And some people are like, I hear one thing. Okay, I'm gonna go off on a kind of rant right here. Like, the one bad thing I don't like about the hobby is I see a lot of people that on their investing channels say that people don't hold their stuff for certain periods of times, or people already say off the bat like, hey, you're not gonna hold your stuff. A lot of people do hold their stuff. A lot of people are actually holding their stuff. If y'all want to see people holding their stuff, go onto the Pokemon investing subreddit. There's a lot of people in there. They say they've held their products for a long time. You see a lot of people have Sword and Shield products. You know how old most of those are? Like 2 to 3 years now. They've held that for a good amount of time. So when people say, don't put in that mindset like, oh, I'm not gonna hold it for a long period of time, I feel like that's a really bad thing. I feel like a lot of people are saying, like, a lot of channels that I'm seeing right now are saying that, like, people aren't gonna hold these for a certain period of time. Like, if you want to hold it as long as you can, or how long as you want to. It's really up to your personal opinion. I might have to make a whole other video about this, because I can go on for this topic for a little while. But back to the topic at hand. Just be careful with investing into Japanese 151. Me, what I'm gonna do is, like I said, if I find a price point that's kind of where it was before, I'm gonna buy some more of it. I'm gonna hold what I have. I thought about selling some of my loose boxes, but I don't think so, because I feel like once all this reprint cycle is over with, the price is going to go back to 150 to 125. I can see the price staying around that area for a good amount of time after all these reprints are done. Maybe back up to 200, maybe. I could see it being another Eevee Hero situation, maybe where it's back up to 200. We'll see how that really goes. Like I said, these reprints were massive, the one that I had last time, so it's going to take a little while. It will take a couple years, I feel like, for the market to soak it all up and people to, when the prices start going up, like, for example, right now, when the prices hit where they are now, like $100 or something like that, people are offloading this like crazy because they bought it a couple months ago at that $50-something mark, and they've taken those profits, which is okay. It's never a bad thing to take profit. So if you want to take profits on these, take it if you have them. Me, I'm going to hold on to these. I might sell some. I doubt it. I really don't think so, because I just want to, like, accumulating. That's my bad thing personally, is I'm good at buying and holding, but I'm not good at selling. You see what I'm saying? But most of the time, it works out over a long period of time. And everything that I've held, okay, this is going to be another little rant in this video too. So if you want to skip this over, it's okay. But what I have personally witnessed for myself, and what always happens to me, is whenever I buy something and I decide to sell it, it always shoots up. You see what I'm saying? Or at least over time, I'm like, I look back and I'm like, wait, what? This happens to me a lot in the stock market, especially like back in a couple years ago. Like, every single time, every single stock that I was like, no, I don't think it'll be good, blah, blah, blah. I sold it. 2 months later, shot right up. Literally, it happened to me this year. I sold a stock at 110. Next thing you know, it went to 160. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I'm the kind of person where I'm like, okay, I've learned from my mistakes on most things. I'm gonna, once I get to a price point where I feel comfortable with selling, I'm gonna sell. You see what I'm saying? And either way, if it shoots back up, shoots back up. You kind of have to have that mindset too, so I can't really dwell on it either. Like I said, that could be a whole other video too. But back to the topic at hand. If you're gonna get Japanese 151, this is probably gonna be the time to do it. Let me know if y'all do. I would love to hear what y'all are thinking about this. Just, if you do get into this, or you're gonna buy into the Japanese 151, just be careful, because they could reprint this again and again and again. Will they? Likely? I don't really know. They can do whatever they want. Pokemon Japanese Pokemon just wants to get every single dollar they can out of it, which makes sense because of how much demand is. Because most of Japanese products do not do good. If you look at the prices on most of the Japanese products, they are staying below like $50. That's even kind of like between that $30 and $50 mark. But 151 is one of those sets where it went extremely hyped, so it got sold even more. So Japanese is like, okay, we're gonna suck the value out of this. English, most of their boxes stay the same, like kind of in that similar area. Like, it has a bench level for it where it will stay at like 110 or like 105, like around that area, 100 to 110. It has that benchmark right now. But Japanese, it like goes down to 30, 40 bucks. And I think market retail in Japanese is like 30 bucks for a booster box. So they still have that little premium, because it is like you're shipping overseas and everything like that part of it. To end this video, just be careful investing in Japanese, because they can be reprinted again and again and again. So if you're gonna buy into it, make sure you buy in to hold, or buy in for at least a year or two, because like how the reprint, I don't know if it's gonna be the same exact thing how it was with the reprint that just happened. It would just shoot back up again. We don't really know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. If you are scared about the reprints, I would buy enough. Let's say you buy 2 cases, buy enough to where you can sell some of it and keep some of it. You know what I mean? Kind of do that little middle part of it where you do that. Because like I said, nobody's never gone bad taking profits. So if you are going to take profits, do it when the price is up. But don't be scared when the price go down. Just hold it and buy more of it. Once you're buying at a certain price point, it makes sense to hold and doesn't have to worry about a reprint. Like right now, if the market went down, I don't think it'll go down $50-something again, because I don't think it's going to be that big of a reprint. I really don't think so. I think it'll be like a smaller reprint, hopefully. If it is one of those smaller reprints, the price might go down to $75, but it won't go down to that $50-60 mark like it did before. So now this reprint is going to have that benchmark of $75. So now people that bought it before, they already have that ceiling or that bench where it is going to be. So going forward, I feel like that $75, and eventually it'll hit a $100 benchmark where it'll just stay right there. It won't go below that, even if it reprints, have those smaller reprints. If it has a massive reprint, that's a whole other thing. It could crash down. Then you just want to buy as much as you can, like I did last time, or like a lot of people did last time. I know a lot of people bought. I heard one guy bought like $25,000 worth of Japanese 151 last time, which makes sense because he made out. I don't know if they sold it within the time period that's been going up. I don't really know, but I would love to hear your opinions on this. I know one person that I've seen in my comments recently. Well, it wasn't recently. It was like a couple of videos ago when I was talking about Japanese and stuff like that, 151. They said they're still buying boxes right now. He feels really strongly about it, which I can understand it, because it is a really great set, and over a period of time, it's going to work out. Don't be scared about this reprint. If you want to buy some, if you slept on the last reprint, buy some now. Do it. I would suggest it. Whenever this reprint down, just make sure you are like kind of looking around and seeing the prices, because some people are kind of selling them for under market right now. So I would kind of be careful with that. Like I said, it's first going to we have to see how big of reprint this is to kind of see what the price points are going to be at. Be careful with that and watch out for that. We'll see what happens there. I'm going to be looking around. If I can find some deals under $700, I will be picking it up for a case. If I can't, I'm okay with that. I'll hold what I hold, or keep it going. So we'll see what happens. Love to hear what y'all opinions on this. See you on the next one. Peace.